What's good, YouTube? Narukami here, back again with another video, and today I have for you guys a real talk segment on stuff that is just pretty much going on within the FGC. Now normally I do these type of talks in podcast format, but this isn't really a podcast, so I just decided to just do this discussion in a real talk video because I feel it's very important, because it could potentially affect multiple pro tours down the line in regards to the FGC. Now, before this video, I initially wanted to do an FGC Code of Conduct video because recently a couple people got together and they released an FGC Code of Conduct that they think should be drafted universal. But this video, I guess, sort of pertains to FGC Code of Conduct, but not in general, but to a specific company, and that company is NRS. But it's a really odd ruling with their Code of Conduct. For those of you that don't know what happened, this is basically what happened. I'm going to play the clip so you guys can see, and then I'm going to kind of explain what happens after.
Punished, but Titanium Tigers does make him bleed here. He's all over the place. Every bit that he moves. Looks like we got a bad transition here. I lost nice. So unfortunately, looks like we have a little problem here, and someone is being. We got a situation. I don't know what we can publicly say, but we definitely have a situation here, and
let's go with that.
We're gonna have to cut away from the match. So just bear with us. We're gonna get everything sorted out, and hopefully we'll have a statement for you soon.
So essentially, what happened was NRS decides to ban one of the players in the top 8, Titanium Tigers, because of the name of his variation in which it was named. Why did NRS do this? Now, the reason why this guy has this name, apparently it's in regards to Shiva Stomp. I don't know if it's because it's good, I don't know if it's because it's bad, but this is what I heard. Apparently he wants maybe some sort of adjustments to it. This is what I can kind of gather and affirm basically from the information that I dug up from different sources. Now, the reason why they banned him was because apparently his name of his variation doesn't fall under the lines of their Code of Conduct, which they say. But when you look at the Code of Conduct on their website, it has a list of qualifications for like naming, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen, and his name doesn't fall under the guidelines of something that could potentially get you banned on their stream or kicked out of the tournament for naming convention. To me, this is kind of wild, and really to me just shows that NRS just kind of got hurt because someone called them out about their game. Now, I'm not gonna bash NRS games. For the most part, I do like Mortal Kombat 11. I will say this: NRS has a history of their games being bad for the competitive scene. This is just for the competitive scene. I'm not talking about the overall product. The overall product is wonderful and great. All their games since Mortal Kombat 9, their product has been great. Listen to me, guys. I am talking specifically about the competitive balance of their games, in which they haven't done well in, and this is a certifiable fact because there are many NRS players that have complained about these things. Now, I do think Mortal Kombat 11 has sort of gotten better in regards to some of the issues that they didn't have in the past, but they still have their issues, and now it seems as some of the players have issues with the games. They do have issue with the games because I've seen people complain about it on Twitter, and now when you have a player actually sort of poking fun at it, NRS gets mad. It's like, well, we don't want this because we don't want nobody criticizing our game, because you can't criticize our game and we give you the opportunity to earn our money, and so blah 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 blah, we're gonna ban you, which is not a good look, man. It's not. I can understand if this guy had a name that was vulgar, or if he was cussing people out like a certain someone was in the CPT. I'm not going to say his name. Some of you that know who he is know who he is. Or if he was like raging at opponents or whatever. It's ridiculous that they decided to ban this man off screen and to kick him out of the event because of this name. This is crazy to me, and it's quite concerning, because I'm not going to say this is where the FGC is going or anything like that, but this is something that could potentially happen in the Capcom Pro Tour, in which they deem something in regards to a behavior that isn't in line with what they view the code of conduct, even though it's not necessarily going against the code of conduct. And so they could come down and be like, no, we don't want this guy playing because he did X, Y, Z, even though he does follow the code of conduct. It's just that they interpret it different. Now, this is the thing with the whole code of conduct stuff, and which I necessarily don't have a problem with, but when you have companies like this, like NRS, that basically have their code of conduct and they're just gonna throw it out there, and they're gonna interpret it as they interpret it, and they're not gonna let the conduct or whatever speak for itself, because a code of conduct should be self-explanatory. You don't need a rocket science to know that you shouldn't do unto others what you don't want done unto yourself, which is a biblical principle what most people should be following. It's common sense. Now a lot of stuff that they put is murky, and we don't know how to walk in the guidelines of it for a player. Now, as I said, this is just specifically an NRS situation, and I could just be overreacting, but I feel like Capcom could maybe possibly take the same route in regards to the FGC, and that's why I'm trying to speak up about this, because I'm trying to say, as a player, this is wrong what they did. They should not be doing this, because they're doing damage to their brand, and people aren't going to like this, and they just aren't going to sit by and take this. Now, for the companies, it probably won't matter anyway, because the FGC for the most part is a small portion. They mostly care about the casuals, but you want to show goodwill towards the fans that are being hardcore and supportive of your game, especially the dudes that are taking the time out to play in your Pro Tour to promote your game to the masses, to tell them to buy it because they see these dudes do these sick combos, or they see these dudes make this sick play. It's not a good look for NRS to be banning people. Man, this is crazy to me that we have this in the FGC. It really is, man. This is something that I've never seen before. Now, I've seen people get banned for justifiable reasons, but this is just something that's crazy, man. That's it, man. That's all I got on the video, man. Like I said, I was going to do a code of conduct video. I'm going to do a general code of conduct video maybe later on, in which I go over the code of that apparently was handed down by a group of FGC people that they created. But I just wanted to kind of cover this one because it's a little bit of a quirk that Mortal Kombat has their own separate thing, and their interpretation could potentially have an impact on other Pro Tours and how they interpret their code of conduct, and we could be seeing something that could be kicking players out for stupid reasons, and that's just something that I can't stand by as a player, and this is why I have to speak up and to use my platform. Well, anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this odd decision down below in the comments. Let me know whether you think NRS was right or wrong, and whether I'm just kind of overreacting. I know I felt a little bit more emotional, and the reason why I was more emotional is because I'm a player. I go to tournaments, and I want to essentially get up to that level, and I don't want stuff like this, something stupid, to potentially derail me from entering tournament, because sometimes I like to troll, and I could see myself doing something like this as a troll, and it's not me necessarily, you know, being bad. I mean, I might put Capcom fix your netcode as my CFN or something like that, and Capcom might get butthurt and get mad, and then they might ban me, and you know, and I don't want that to happen, and so that's why it's a little bit more personal for me because of this. And so yeah, give me your thoughts and your opinions. I'm sorry if the video is a bit rambly. This really isn't a scripted video. This is just me giving my raw thoughts. That's why I called it a real talk segment on a topic that needed some realness to it, not some scripting, not some formatting, but just some dude speaking raw and straight from the heart to you guys. Anyways, if you haven't already, guys, click that subscribe button. Also, click that notification bell to get a notification for whenever I do drop another upload. I upload at least 2 times a week, so you will be getting 2 videos from me. And I do a variety of different things, ranging from Street Fighter 5 help videos to vlogs of my tournaments to other fighting games that I'm sort of trying to getting into and branching out into. So yeah, remember the 2 greatest commandments of all: love the Lord God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. Take care, and I will see you guys in another video. Peace.